Hello, welcome to Lightspring Glen on this wintry day, the 22nd of January, 2021. And I felt it would be fun to bring you out here for a bit of a wintry walk. With the series of videos begun just about a year ago. I was going to check the exact date for Between the Realms. I'm trying to pull my glove back on with my teeth now that I have video going. So come with me on a wintry walk, and there is some sun that I've been kind of waiting on to just make this. Let me see if I can turn this around a little bit. Hopefully I won't. All right, here we go. It just makes it easier to carry this contraption, which is the mount. Okay, so I want to bring you down here to start our walk. I usually have my walking stick to keep me more stable, but anyway, bear with me time to time. I came down here initially to begin, and quite a snow flurry came along, and even though it was picturesque, I am delighted that I decided let's just wait it out and see what comes next, because like much of upstate New York's weather, if you don't like what it is, wait a minute. So this is an awfully good example. Yeah. Welcome to the Winter's Walk, and what you're seeing here, and it's the orientation to this place. If you've watched any previous videos, you might have seen glimpses of it that showed the barn, because the barn was built in 1900. It is 2021. And it was part of this 70-acre farm here on Richardson Hill. I'm standing in the cow pasture. And when we start walking by the pond, it was where the cows cooled off in the summer and got whatever drinks they needed. So here we are. Well, mostly, this will be interesting. Okay. One of the beauties of this land are the streams, rising as they do from further up the hill in the direction that I'm pointing you in there, which takes you up to the top of Richardson Hill. On the other side of the top of the hill, the water in those springs and streams heads off towards the Delaware Bay. But this little stream, rising as it does from springs on this side of the hill, and the rather beautiful, huge pond, well, rather quite beautiful ponds at the top of the hill, the water is flowing down Richardson Hill, spring water joining it, and on the 7 acres that comprises this property, I have counted at least 8 springs, definitely, and there may be more. And they're more above my property as you go up the hill. A second stream that you're going to see here, and see if you can hear a little bit of the stream noise. Yeah. So this snow flurry that sent me back inside to wait out a little bit freshened up the snow yet more, and it is a day with the temperatures just about freezing, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, and it is a beautiful winter's day if you're dressed for it. And so you're looking now at the pond, and we had a huge snowstorm in early December. If you see some of my posts on Facebook, I certainly, and there's more snow coming down, but nothing that will chase us back in. So presently, and we've had these wonderful, during this week as an example, the snow gets lower, and right now on the ground there's maybe 6-7 inches where there's not been any footsteps, deer steps, my steps, any steps. And I've been out here. This is my usual walk. I'm going to take you on at least part of the way. So there have been these wonderful snow flurries and nothing major, but the snow begins to, oh, here comes the sun. Oh my gosh, this is pretty exciting. It's been pretty cloudy lately. And it kind of freshens up this wonderful snow. Actually, along the edge of the house, if you're seeing some sparkling, those are icicles, which indicate that there has been some melting. There on the left above the carport, those are my snow-covered solar panels, so they're not producing a lot of electricity at the moment, but it will happen. They will, like all things. In the fullness of time, the snow will slide off and they will be ready to make more. So let's set off a little bit on our walk, and I will do my best. I'm just going to let you look, and I'll look at where I'm going until I stop and focus in on something I want to share with you. So I'm delighted that we do have some sun. It's been a pretty gray winter so far. I mean, it's not terrible, I guess you might say, but there's nothing like sunlight. We're a month past the winter solstice. So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon, and the sun slides down behind these hemlocks in the winter quite a bit. Certainly it's going to set over there in the west. We began back here with this little stream, looking up, as I said, up further Richardson Hill, hidden by all the pines. Oh yes, so it's to the east. The sun rises right there, and you can see that we have blue sky right there now too, and the moon will be coming up sometime. It may have already risen, but not until it clears the pines do I see that. All right, so yeah, I think you can get a little sense of how deep the snow is, and it's just beautiful and soft underfoot. Here is evidence of what I call a love note to Mother Earth. With my walking stick, as I go along, I draw hearts in the snow. Something that I encourage people to do. And you can walk hearts into the snow, a chance to thank Mother Earth for all. Oh, there's some sun on the water. How nice is that? It's wonderful. Yeah, it's been pretty cold, not often above freezing. So this pond, this wonderful pond, this is a pond I give various names to, but it was really the cow pond. So for those of us who grew up on farms, we understand what, other than the cows enjoying it. In the barn when I came here, there were several pairs of ice skates. But I really sort of doubt, unless the winters were very cold, this pond never entirely freezes over. So it wouldn't be the safest to skate on, even though it's not very deep, but you'd certainly get dunked. So this lovely pond is right here in the backyard. It is something that I enjoy looking at from my bedroom windows to the left and the two of the living room there. And those windows frame a beautiful snow globe on days like this. The house across the road is the farmhouse of this land, and two lovely people live there who are my neighbors, Karen and Carl. I am so grateful for them. And though it's hard to tell from the video, there is a slope to this whole property. Down at the edge of that yard is where my little garden is. This with a imitation well, so fake would be the way to say it. There's no well there. It's simply decorative, and there's a bit of a raised bed there. And the 4 stalks poking up were kale at one point. The deer have been busy, still enjoying it. I think it's probably pretty woody. There's nothing much of food value for them at this point. So across the pond, it will end up over there, is the hemlock grove, and in that hemlock grove, a lot of wonderful wild ones do appear. Some of them, well, if it's at night, I certainly don't get to see them. I'm going to give you a little shot of the clouds again, enjoying as I am with you the wonderful blue of the sky. Yeah, I'm pretty tickled this got to be a sunnier video, kind of chatting away with you. And I doubt we'll see much in the way of particular prints of animals at this point, but except for deer, which are quite common, and turkey, who come on a regular basis to see if they can get some seeds at the bird feeder. Yeah, I'm tracing my tracks of this morning. This is my usual route. I come out, if I'm home, I come out every morning and make this round, the rounds of the wood. It's like going around my block, which is the woods of Lightspring Glen block. So there's snow still in the air, but not the flurry. That was true before. I'm sure you can hear me. Not kind of scrunch. My boots walking along. There's the sun. This is the biggest tree on the property apart from the white pine that was near where we started. Actually, looking up there, that's a white pine, and he's quite an individual. He indicated to me that he likes to be called Marcus. And she, the cottonwood, likes to be called, her name is Angelica. Lightspring Glen, and some of you were seeing this, certainly have visited and spent time here, so you know what I mean. And again, the dimensions of this are hard to, well, they're not easily seen, except that it's about 20 feet down to where the water is flowing through this beautiful little glen. A tree fell in the fall that will want me to, let's see, are you seeing it here? Probably. It gives a little bit different look to the view. Usually you can see the stream going on further. It continues for several hundred feet out to the end of the property. Yeah. Well, it's a beautiful winter's day. I will confess that the hand that's holding this is getting a little cold. I don't mind winter whatsoever, as long as I'm dressed for it, but my hands and toes get cold pretty easily. I'm so glad you're along on this winter walk with me as we look at a few things. So next to Angelica, a pine tree long since finished with its life, and it is a food source for the pileated woodpecker who was here this morning. So you can see on the snow where it had been working, looking for insects that live in the tree, or whatever's in that, well, it'd be insects of some sort or their larvae. So that's what's been here. There's usually a bench sitting here, and here's another one of my love notes. Just in gratitude for the beauty of the land and the beauty of this place I get to call home. I'll take you across. So the stream, well, all of those little streams empty into this pond. There's 4 streams altogether that come down from the hill, and springs rising to add their own waters. Oh, I failed to say what watershed I'm in here, but let me stand at the end of the pond here, where all of these little streams gather themselves in this wonderful pond. And this is a causeway of sorts, which right now is covered with snow. And then there's this wonderful cascade waterfall. Just be quiet so you can hear some of its sounds for a minute. So these waters run down through Lightspring Glen into Willowbrook, into Carr's Creek in Sydney Center, and out to the Susquehanna riverbank. Oh my goodness, we're going to get some lovely shadows to show you. Susquehanna River is one of the main rivers of the Chesapeake Bay watershed, the largest watershed on the East Coast. So these waters rising from this land here, and these springs and streams and the large ponds at the top of the hill, reach the ocean at, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on the name. I won't try to force it, but where the Susquehanna River runs into the Chesapeake Bay, the Susquehanna River going into the Chesapeake Bay. All right, let's cross just into the woods here. Oh my goodness, this is so wonderful. I'm getting to see the sun. Havre de Grace is the name of the town. Yes, Havre de Grace. I've been down there. The river is over a mile wide as it goes into the bay, or close to it anyway. It's phenomenal. I really love that I've been able to visit that place. Oh my goodness, so beautiful and peaceful. I live in a very wonderful, I'm so blessed to live here, as so many of you already know. I don't know if you can get a sense, maybe here, of how the hill is rising. And the top of the hill is behind me, behind the farmhouse. So I'm kind of on the west flank of Richardson Hill. I think we got a nice flare there. It's like it's a cathedral. It's a cathedral of the woods. Still some of the water sound. The woods is a place where I recorded a lot of poems of Mary Oliver's in 2019, and they're on this channel too. See these sparkles of the snow. Such delightful beauty. So my walk, see my footprints here, and I said I saw animal tracks, which I do. And this winter there's at least one bobcat, and there may be more. They're solitary, but I've seen two sizes of footprints. And a fisher or two, a fisher cat. They're the largest member of the weasel family. Lots of squirrels, lots of deer, lots of turkeys. So those are the tracks I see. And this place, with its love note, is the place in the summer I come to do my Tai Chi in the morning, have some coffee, sit here on the edge of the pond. I miss being barefoot, but of course that isn't something I'm doing now. But I go barefoot as soon as I can as the year begins. So I'll take you along through the woods. I don't know how long this video is becoming, but of course, whatever it is you've chosen to continue with this and enjoy this winter walk with me. This hemlock grove, I will never forget the first time I set foot in it. These trees are they're such a presence. The peacefulness of it. When people get a chance to come and visit and be here in person, what they most want to know is how soon can they come back. The FedEx person, I don't know man or woman, but FedEx, UPS, common visitors to us here. My solar panels holding up their lovely shawl of snow. So, what I can tell you is that my morning's walk is such a wonderful way to start the day. And my destination, take you most of the way there, is this mound that you see ahead of us. It's an anomaly in the woods. And it's a place where I have my woods altar, and make my morning prayers. My thanks to all that's present here. Call the directions in homage or honoring of Native American and to some extent my Celtic roots. And thanks to the energies of this place. So, what I decided this morning as I was thinking of doing this video, I just give you a look at it. It's a beautiful place. It's a very powerful place. On each side of it is a small stream. And any place where land has water on each, like on two sides, the energy of it is all the more amazing and sacred. So here we are, Lightspring Glen on this winter's day. It's been a delight to have you with me, and wish you a good day wherever it is you are. As the days grow longer, the country is in its own new day since the wonderful events of January 20th, 2 days ago, and the inauguration of our new President, Joe Biden, and our new Vice President, Kamala Harris. It's a new day, a beautiful new day. I wish you well. Looking forward to welcoming you back to Between the Realms. Glad you were with me on this winter's walk. Take care. Bye for now.